Curtis and Son Funeral Home, Sylacauga, Childersburg. And by the way, if you're driving on 21 and just take a quick glance at the new doors on the front of the building at Curtis and Son. Those older doors had been there a long time, but new doors have been installed, and you can't miss them. We appreciate updating the facility even more. Curtis and Son Funeral Home been here a long time as a partner in our community. For all your pre-need funeral, burial, cremation needs, it is Curtis and Son Funeral Home, Sylacauga, Childersburg. Curtis and Son presents a look at obituaries this morning. Carol A. Hodges, age 73, of Sylacauga, died November 7th at Talladega Healthcare. She was a member of the Church of Latter-day Saints. Online condolences at curtisandsonfh.com. Curtis and Son Funeral Home directing. Mr. Robert E. Morris died November 14th. Curtis and Son Funeral Home will announce the arrangements. Marjorie Gallops, age 70, died November 12th. She lived in Hollins, Alabama. Funeral service for Ms. Gallops will be today at 2 o'clock from Hollins Baptist Church, with Reverend Jason Gravett and Brother James Gallops Jr. officiating. Burial in the Hollins Cemetery. Visitation today, noon until service time at the church. Memorial messages may be sent to the family at raddysmith.com. Raddy Smith Funeral Home directing. Celebration of life for Mrs. Mary Davis Cookie Curry, age 70, is Saturday at Coosa Valley Baptist Church in Vincent at 11 o'clock, with the Reverend Willie J. Posey officiating. Burial in the Coosa Valley Church Cemetery of Vincent. Visitation today, 1 until 8 at the funeral home. Ms. Curry died November 6th at Grandview Medical Center. Online condolences at communityfuneralhome.org. Community Funeral Home, Sylacauga directing. David White, age 86, died November 13th. Terry's Metropolitan Mortuary announcing. Also, funeral service for Richard Whitson, age 60, will be 11 o'clock Saturday at Mount Zebulon AFM Church. Terry's Metropolitan Mortuary, Talladega, in charge of the arrangements. Funeral service for Mrs. Hazel B. Gentry, age 72, of Alexander City, is Sunday at 3 from Rocky Creek Baptist Church, with the Reverend Charles Reeves officiating. Burial in the Rocky Creek Cemetery. The family receiving friends Sunday 1:30 to 2:30 at Rocky Creek Baptist Church. Ms. Gentry died November 15th at Brown Nursing Home. And she was a member of the Rocky Creek Baptist Church. Memorial messages can be sent to the family at radleyfuneralhome.com. Radley Funeral Home directing. Mr. Jonathan Goodman, age 50, of Alexander City, died November the 14th. Funeral arrangements to be announced by Armours Memorial Funeral Home. Funeral service for Mr. Harvey F. Freddie Patterson, age 86, of Alexander City, is Saturday at 11 a.m. from Hillaby Baptist Church, with the Reverend Josh Salmons officiating. Burial in the Hillview Memorial Park. The family receiving friends Saturday 10 a.m. until 10:45 at the church. Mr. Patterson died November 15th at his residence. He was a member of the Hillaby Baptist Church. Flowers will be accepted, or memorial contribution will be given to Hillaby Baptist Church, 1781 Hialeah Circle, Alexander City, Alabama, 35010. Radley Funeral Home directing. Funeral service for Dennis Bud Caldwell, age 27, will be 2 o'clock Saturday at Word of God Community Church, Terry's Metropolitan Mortuary directing. And funeral service for Paul Clay, age 62, will be Saturday at 1 from Terry's Mortuary Chapel, Terry's Metropolitan Mortuary, in charge of the arrangements. Celebration of life for Mrs. Emma Jean Stone, age 71, is today at St. Thomas United Methodist Church in Sylacauga at noon, with the Reverend Percy Nolan Jr. officiating. Burial in the Evergreen Cemetery. Visitation was last night. Mrs. Stone died November 7th at Grandview Medical Center, Community Funeral Home directing. Funeral service for Mr. Robert Jackson Langley, age 95, is 2 o'clock today at Talladega Funeral Home. And burial in the Oak Hill Cemetery. Visitation today, noon until 2 o'clock at the funeral home. Mr. Langley died November 13th at Bill Nichols Veterans Home. He was a veteran of World War II. Talladega Funeral Home directing. Graveside service for Mrs. Irene Amanda Athey, age 66 of Alexander City, is Saturday at 3 from Pleasant Grove Cemetery in Eclectic, with Dr. Albert Pike officiating, Radley Funeral Home directing. And funeral service for Mr. Harry Lee Wyckoff Jr., age 85 of Alexander City, will be Saturday as well at noon from First United Methodist Church in Alexander City, with the Reverend Barry Dunn and Reverend Mike Dinsmore officiating, burial in the Alexander City Cemetery. Family receiving friends Saturday, 10 a.m. until 11:45 at First United Methodist Church in Alexander City. Mr. Wyckoff died November 12th at Russell Medical Center. He was a member of the First United Methodist Church of Alexander City and a veteran of the Korean War. In lieu of flowers, memorials can be sent to First United Methodist Church, Alexander City. Memorial messages also may be sent to the family at radleyfuneralhome.com. Radley Funeral Home in Alexander City in charge of the arrangements. These obituaries this morning brought to you by Curtis & Son Funeral Home, the North Chapel on Highway 21 in Sylacauga, and the Childersburg Chapel on Highway 280 in Childersburg. 256-245-4361 for pre-need funerals, burials, or cremation since 1975. Curtis & Son Funeral Home, Sylacauga, Childersburg.